Good morning everybody, hope you're well. So this video is going to be about collecting a brand new Kia EV6 and this is it right here. I've got to go do some paperwork, but then join me on this video. I'm going to give you my first impressions of this car, and I've got to drive it back to our office, which is about 130 miles away, something like that. And we're also going to run it alongside a VW ID4, so I'll give you some comparisons there. Remember, I have owned and driven quite a lot the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and of course they share similar DNA. So I've got some pretty good experience to give you some comparisons, so stay tuned and watch this video. What do you think of it? This is Yacht Blue. I have to say, in the flesh, it is a really nice colour. So when I saw one before, we had the sort of satin finish. I love the finish of that, but this blue is a really nice shade. I like that. I've got to go and sort out some paperwork and then we can drive it away. So what's the wait time if you order one of these and someone walks in here now and says, I want one of these?
Well, if you were to order the same one that you're buying,
yeah,
you're looking probably minimum 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. And so the Air and the GT line rear wheel drive,
yeah,
you can probably get December straight January because they're in production already with Kia.
Right, yeah.
So like the system here, just to show you.
Yeah, interesting.
We have like a system that we use through Kia, so that's like they're scheduled for all cars. So when you go down to EV6, and then it brings up all the models that they do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So for instance, if we look at the one that you're buying, the all-wheel drive with the heat pump,
yep,
you go to a search with Kia and see 0.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Literally nothing available.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, yeah.
So
yeah.
Like the system here, just to show you.
Yeah, interesting. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So for instance,
yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing available.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah. Okay.
And then you've got.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 A quick shout out to Brayley Kia in Harpenden. They've been excellent, very nice latte as well. Nice handover process, but we're now going to jump in the car and take it for a drive. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run in sequence with the ID4 to compare efficiency. But I need to drive this a bit first to warm it up. So I'm going to take the camera in the car and drive it for the first time and show you my first experience and my first impressions with the EV6. What was that demo one we saw then, Serge? The different interior? I can't remember now.
Should be the same material.
So,
I can't remember.
So this is vegan and suede. It's vegan leather and suede. Right, let's have a look. Oh, it is quite nice.
In here,
it's electric seats.
have all your
Meridian sound system.
Yeah, Meridian sound system.
Purple lights, nice.
Well, it's basically got the warranty and service book.
Yep.
And so I don't know, like I say, depending how long you keep it for, but whoever you pass it on to, you probably know with Kia they give a year's breakdown assistance.
Yep. So you get a year's breakdown, and it's 7 years warranty for everything. Is there a mileage limit on that?
100,000 miles.
100,000 miles or 7 years for everything.
100,000 miles or 7-year warranty.
Is that 100,000 miles on the battery drivetrain as well? Does that go for longer?
No, I think 7 years on the battery and the drivetrain.
Yep.
I mean, your normal wear and tear wouldn't be covered, but that's general with any manufacturer.
Yep.
So I'll leave those bits in there for you, and then they give you one of these nice little patches with the owner's manual, as you probably...
You don't get many of those anymore, do you? Okay, very good.
So you probably know we're starting up just from there.
Yep. Let's have a look.
It should be fully charged for you, as charged as it goes.
97%, so that's showing 97%, 278 miles of range, and it's got 10 miles on the clock. Okay, so this is going to be my first drive in the EV6. Just about to leave the dealership. Like I say, very nice people, and they've given me a quick run through. I've paired my phone, got my Bluetooth. Well, it doesn't have wireless Apple CarPlay yet, but you can plug it in to get CarPlay and Android Auto. Hopefully there's some kind of software update that will follow, which will be an enhancement on the current system and then enable the wireless connections. But my Bluetooth's paired, and there's a really handy wireless phone charger there, which is a nice location. Oh, this car's coming. Right, this is my first drive in the EV6. So having driven the Ioniq 5, it is quite similar in many ways and familiar, but there are differences. So before I start that, let me just, I don't know if I've said already, but this is the GT Line S. And so that's basically top of the range one you can get at the moment until there's a super fast one next year. This is a 77 kilowatt hour usable battery, so that's a bit more than the Hyundai Ioniq 5. This is a dual motor, 4-wheel drive, and this one does have the heat pump. So which is, I think, an optional extra. So it's not particularly cold today, but the heating is on. It's, how's the temperature? It's reading 15 degrees, but it's a bit chilly outside in the arms. Not too bad though. So let's see what this car's like to drive. Let me take you with me as I pull away from the dealer. You can feel a little humming sound. Let me turn the radio off. Oh, can you hear the humming noise? So I've got drive mode here. Let me see what I'm in. I'm in normal mode. Sport mode. Oh, little jump of the throttle. Eco mode. So that noise is always there, but I think there is an option to turn that off. I have a bit more of a play. I've got vented seats, heated steering wheel. Ooh, that's quite an interesting noise. Let's go with some bumps. So, although this shares a DNA with the Ioniq 5, it does have a different suspension setup, apparently slightly different steering setup. It's got that slightly bigger usable capacity of the battery, it's slightly faster, and apparently it can also charge slightly faster as well. So it trumps the Hyundai on paper, albeit this is the top of the range variant available at the moment. So this car on the road, brand new, £53,500. So it's not a cheap car, it's right up there now, competing with the Tesla Model 3 long range. The Tesla Model Y is a couple of £1,000 more, but you do get similar good high spec. So it's competing right up there. But what's it like to drive here? Oh, that new car smell, you can't beat it. It does have a bit of new car smell about it. These seats feel very comfortable. This one's got the Meridian sound system. Oh, comfortable. So this is very familiar. This is the same as the Hyundai. So it's got these kind of graphics on here, which, to be honest, I think are just a bit pointless. I don't really see the point of that. But nonetheless, let's put it to sport mode. If you hold this drive mode, it goes to snow mode, but it's definitely not snowing today. So I've got 95% charge, and it's showing 266 miles of range, but I'm about to do a real world range test. And I'm side by side with a VW ID4, and this is going to be a separate video that will follow. I'm going to drive this for a bit first, make sure both cars have been driven and warmed up, and then we'll see what this can get in the real world. Right, let's see what... Oh, it's quite a loud noise. That was a big pothole, but it handled that well. I've got a head-up display here. I've got lane assist, got radar cruise. Let's go to eco mode. Yes, that's much softer. And I go to normal mode. Yeah, it's pretty punchy, so it's got a good punch. It's not as quick as a Model 3 long range or long range performance, but it's definitely quicker than the ID4 that I drove here in, or came in. And let's see if we can turn the noise off. So I don't know how easy this is to navigate whilst I'm driving for the first time. Go around that roundabout first. Right, so how do we get to home here? Let's go to settings. Let's try sound, although this might just be the music sound. Position, equalizer, driving guidance. 60 miles an hour now. Yeah, it's certainly punchy, yeah. Connected device. Okay, what I'll do is I'll see if I can find, maybe when I'm not driving, general, let's just try that. System info, keyboard menu. There's going to be a way to turn the noise off, I think. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drive this for a bit, get a feel for it, get on the motorway, get a feel for it there as well, and then I'm going to give you an update of what I think and what the differences are that I can feel between this and particularly the Hyundai Ioniq 5. See that when I indicate, it brings up the camera on the left-hand side. See this? That's quite good, isn't it? And the same on the right-hand side. And off. Yeah, see, I think I prefer it with that active sound off because it just sort of drones a bit, really. With the Porsche and the sound on the Porsche, I can't really call it a sound box on the Porsche, it's not as droney as that. If you're just going at the same speed, it literally makes a drone noise. The Porsche goes quiet until you really kind of put your foot down and you get the kind of whooshy noises. There's a bing bong noise there. That's the lane assist, yeah. Right, so I'm going to go north on the M1. I want to drive away from home a little bit first because I want to give this a bit of a range test. So, how does it drive? Well, apart from the thing sliding around in the boot, very good. It does have that familiarity to the Hyundai, but it does lean in the corners, like here I'm turning, we've got that lean, but it's a nice ride. I think it's slightly firmer than the Hyundai, which I think is what it's meant to be, but it's still comfortable, it absorbs, it's not too hard at all. I'll just shoot forward there. It's got pretty effortless pickup, as you'd expect, a dual motor one. This lane assist just beeps constantly if you go anywhere near a white line, so I'm going to turn that off. However, so if I do this and hold that button, that will turn that off. The next time I drive it, it'll be on again. These lane assists and warnings are a bit annoying in the UK because we have narrow roads and you're often crossing them, especially on country roads. I love these cameras in the sides when you indicate, same as Hyundai, that's great. Let's go to the home menu here. This is a little bit, I've seen sharper, nicer looking software. I've said the same with the Hyundai. It's okay, it's fine, but I think it's starting to feel almost like it's a 3 or 4 years old, you know. So maybe the software on here, the interface will change a little bit to be more modern. But anyway, what's it like to drive? Yeah, very, very nice. It's comfortable, it's quiet. It's got a nice balance between ride and steering and handling, so it's a good all-rounder. Don't underestimate the size of this car. It's quite a big car, but actually as I drive it now, it doesn't feel as big as a Hyundai, I don't think. It doesn't feel as big as the ID4. It feels like I'm in a normal car, albeit I am sitting slightly higher up. It doesn't feel as wide, you know, so it's a nice balance actually. It just feels like I'm in a normal saloon car, but it's quite a lot bigger than a normal, you know, Model 3 Tesla. It is quite a lot bigger than that, and with loads more rear legroom, you know. I'm 6 foot, another 6 foot person behind me, easy, no problem at all. Whereas a Tesla Model 3 would be a little bit cramped. However, this really will compare more to a Tesla Model Y, which also does have plenty of legroom behind. So, but it feels nice because it doesn't feel like a big car. It just feels a nice medium size and hides it quite well. Good visibility. I can see the flanks of the wings and bonnet there, and quite low down to the floor. Again, a bit like a Model 3 where it goes down. It's binging at me constantly. I don't know what that is there. Yep, got no idea what that bing bong was. Let's go back to drive mode normal. Let's see what it's showing me. 93%, 265 miles of range. If I go to Eco, 93%, 273 miles of range. I'll be interested to see what we can get out of it, and I'll try that in a minute. Okay, so let's just put it in normal mode, and I'm going to go from 50 to 70 miles an hour when that car's past there. Let's indicate. Go. Slight delay in pickup, and there's 70. So as you can see, it's quick and it's effortless. The head-up display is showing me the speed limit, the speed, and it's showing me that there's a car next to me. It gives you like a little red warning. I won't be able to pick that up on the camera. But here as I cruise along at, well, albeit just over 60 at the moment, too much traffic, I'm trying to pull out but I can't. The ride settled down nicely. This is nice. Okay, I'm impressed so far. Let's try the cruise control. So I'm going to turn the system on here, and it's showing me in the nav there, bing bing, so I can change lane. Right, so what I'm going to do is engage the lane assist and the cruise control. So let's set it to here, oops, wrong one, that one, set it there. So now it's set, and I can see it in the head-up display to do 65 miles an hour, so I'm going to put that to 70, speed limit here. Right, that's it set to 70, but there's a van in front of me, so this is where it's holding it back, and we're currently doing 61 miles per hour. And it's showing like a little white dot in this projection ahead. I will have to try and get a shot of this head-up display. This is the lane assist. What I found in the Hyundai is it did this constantly, but actually this one, for some reason, seems fine. Seems to work quite well. I can change the distance to the car in front, so let's make that a bit closer. We're picking up speed. There's keep hands on the steering wheel, so I'll just move that. So picked up speed to 65 now. I'm getting a bit closer to the van in front. So it is very, very similar to the Tesla autopilot system, really. You see the wheels just turning to move in the lane there a little bit. Keep hands on the steering wheel, which obviously you always should do. Yeah, that's working quite well. So it's doing a little bit like the Hyundai. See how, I don't know if you can pick this up on the camera, it's just doing a little bit of that. Back and forth, similar to the Hyundai Ioniq. So quite a good system, but actually if you you just need to do that little bit, we hold it a bit firmer rather than just weave around a little bit. But all in all, very good. Great first impression, very nice, good quality feel about it. This is quite a hard plastic, but because of the sort of print on it, it looks quite nice. Just looks a bit out of date. I think the graphics are a bit unnecessary, but I like this console. A long way to reach down to USBs down here, and this cubby under here isn't really that easy to reach and get your hand into whilst you're driving. Actually, it feels like this should probably be a bit further back, and then you'd have a greater access through here like the Hyundai, because that is actually quite awkward. The seats are nice. It's quiet. It's comfortable. It's a good car. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it wraps for the first drive of my EV6. What I want to do is we're going to go to some services, and we have an ID4, and we're going to charge them to the same level. Well, bring his car back up, the ID4 up to the same level as this, and I'm going to run this in convoy with a VW ID4 to see how they compare on efficiency, because they've got the same size battery. So what's the real world range of this car going to be in today's conditions? Dry, 14 degrees Celsius. Well, we'll find out, and that will be coming soon on another video. So please stay subscribed, keep an eye out, and we'll do a few more videos of this EV6 versus other cars. And you've got to remember that I've driven the Hyundai, I've driven a Tesla Model Y, and I've got some comparisons I can give you. So stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next video. Hey everyone, thanks for watching our videos. If you like our content and want to see more, don't forget to not only subscribe, but also hit the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any new videos as they're uploaded. Plus, we're also on Instagram. Just look up R Simons or RSEV. We're on Facebook and Twitter. So lots of news, stories and things as we go on each one of those channels.